According to Cancer Centers of America, 45% of men and 1 in 3 women don't self-examine on a regular basis. As I mentioned in my previous speech, 245,299 new cases of breast cancer were diagnosed in women in 2016. If 1 in 3 women don't self-examine on a regular basis, out of that 245,299 women, 81,766 of them did not perform a regular self-exam. I began to do a lot of research on self-examinations after my mom was one of the many who found her cancer through a self-exam. Although self-examinations are most commonly known for finding breast cancer, they're also good in finding other types of cancer, such as skin cancer and prostate cancer. Today, I'm here to cover the importance of performing a self-exam on a regular basis. First, I will cover the need for self-examinations. Then, I will cover how we can solve the issue of people not performing self-exams on a regular basis. And lastly, I will cover the benefits that a self-exam can have. Let's talk about why you need to self-examine. There are a few different reasons why people should be self-examining on a regular basis. Anyone can develop cancer at any time, so it's good to know that you don't have to always rely on your doctor. There are many people who are considered higher risk for cancer, and those are the people that should be performing self-exams more regularly. These people can include anybody who's had a first-degree relative diagnosed with cancer, anybody on birth control, anybody who consumes excessive alcohol, anybody who's obese, or anybody who lacks physical activity, as well as many more. Self-exams can lead to early detection. As I mentioned, my mom was one of many who on a normal morning was in the shower performing a self-exam when she came across a lump. She then went to the doctor, and unfortunately, it did come back as cancer. Fortunately, the doctor told my mom that had she not found the lump when she did, the cancer could have been much worse. When performing a self-exam, you can sometimes find other underlying health conditions. Just like cancer, finding these other underlying health conditions can get you the treatment that you need quicker and make sure that your health stays the best that it can. Next, let's talk about how we can get people to understand the importance of self-examining. Many people don't understand the benefits of self-examination as well as how to properly perform one. It's important to know how to perform a self-exam as well as understand what one can do for you. In order to achieve this, more people need to be educated on how to properly self-examine. Become familiar with your body. Know how everything feels and looks. Then consult with a doctor and do some research to figure out how to properly perform a self-exam. You should perform a self-exam at least once a month and just make sure that everything feels and looks normal. Many people also need to be educated on the benefits that come from self-examination. So let's talk about those benefits. There are a few main benefits that I would like to cover. People are more likely to do something if they know that it's going to help them in some way or something that's going to be good for them. One benefit of self-exams is early detection, as I mentioned. This early detection then leads to early treatment. Early treatment can mean a surgery that isn't quite as extensive, or not as much chemotherapy needed, or not as much radiation needed. So many different options that make it easier for your treatment. Regular self-examinations can make you become more familiar with your own body so that you know when something is off or when something doesn't feel right. This makes it easier to detect if something is wrong with your body. That way, you can get the help that you need and get that early detection and the early treatment. While there are still a lot of people who won't self-examine on a regular basis, it is important to do as much as we can to encourage it. There is a large need for self-examinations as they can lead to earlier detection, which leads to higher survival rates. The more people that can be educated and informed on self-exams, the more people will begin to self-examine. I encourage everyone to do extensive research and consult with a doctor to become a change in the world and start self-examining on a regular basis. Do it for your own health. Do it to ensure that you are making yourself healthy. You could be the change. Thank you.